Greetings and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at the high-grade Xxg-Oowo Wing Gundam Zero. Unless those are O's. I think it might be OOWO. This kit is from 2014 and yeah. Yeah, this is the first kit I've ever, my first Wing Gundam that I've ever had. We're actually looking at this one. This is the second Wing Gundam that I've ever had, and the only one that I still have as a high grade. I don't own any other Wing Gundam high grades at the moment, but it's a really nice design in my opinion. Now, something about the build that I want to mention, if you can see, I'm taking off the arms. Some of you might already know what I'm about to say, if you've already built this kit, of course. These polycaps right here, and combined with the build of this torso, it's horrible. Now, why is it horrible? If you do not cement this polycap in place and you start like playing around with the joints and stuff, and you might pop out the arm, you want to put the arm back on, this polycap will push inwards inside of the torso, and it can sometimes be a pain to move that polycap back out and actually get this to attach. Now, I think it's safe to say that it's okay to cement the polycaps into place. I know that a lot of gunpla kits do not require glue at all, and that's like the whole thing that Bandai does is no glue. But this, I think you should cement that in place, because if not, you will have trouble pushing or pulling that joint back out. I mean, I don't know if it's an issue with everyone, but it's been an issue for me, and I built this kit twice, so in both models, both of these kits had that same issue. And yeah, that's kind of all I want to say about the build there. Now, moving on to, well, actually, no, I'll get to that later in the articulation. So, moving on to the appearance, I think this is a very nice take on a Wing Gundam 2.0. I have seen the high grade the first high grade version of, I have seen the high grade Wing Gundam, the first one, the first Gundam that you see in the show, the first Wing Gundam in the show that you see. I've seen a high-grade kit on that one. I want it, but I do not have it currently. I'm stumbling over my own words. I had to clear up myself. But anyways, hopefully you could understand what I just said. But yeah, so this is the second. I'm pretty sure it's the second one that you see. I do know there's a real grade of this kit coming out soon. I don't know if I'll get it. If I see it, I guess I will get it. It does look really good. But I also have seen the master grade in person. Well, I haven't bought it though. But anyways, that's a lot of rambling. I don't think relates to this kit. Just extra information, I guess. But one thing that I don't really like about this kit are these wings. In my opinion, they don't look like wings. They mostly look like giant binders, I guess. Just sitting on the back. And the way that they open up, I guess you can call them wings, but at the same time, it doesn't have that wing articulation, I feel like. So, yeah, I guess that's it for the appearance. I don't really have much to say. There is this sticker sheet right here that comes with it. Most of the big ones are for the backpack and the weapons and accessories and all that stuff. So moving on to the articulation, you do have a polycap joint neck, ball joint up the bottom, ball joint up top. It can look up that far, which is very, very good. It can look down that far, which is also very, very good. And moving down to the torso here, I do wish that this had a swivel to it, but these are just covers. You just pop them off and you might lose them, so be careful with that. These do not stay on. They only stay on by friction. They don't actually peg into anything. But they do cover up some little miniguns right there on the chest. And you get a... Well, I already talked about the torso joint right there, but there is a ball joint in the middle of the torso, and there's a ball joint in the bottom that connects it to the waist. Now moving on to the sides, I guess. So of course you have a ball joint attachment right here. And this is probably one of the most joint-filled shoulders that I've ever seen. So you have a swivel here, a swivel here, a swivel for the thruster here, and a swivel for this little flap, or the side guard or whatever. And so yeah, that's like 1, 2, 3, 4 joints of articulation in this inside the shoulder. And of course you have the actual shoulder swivel armor, the shoulder armor swivel. Yeah, this is that. You have the actual shoulder joint that can go up that far, so not great. That's just about 90 degrees, maybe a little bit over. And you have a 360 swivel here and a double jointed elbow bend like that. Two simple joints, and then you have your standard ball joint wrist attachment, of course. Now moving on to the backpack, the wings, the wings. You have a C-clip swivel here. You have a C-clip swivel on these areas right here. And something about this that I don't like is when you open these wings and you close them. Look at that. Oh. See how that doesn't close properly? I guess I'll just remove that. So if you just close it like this, right? That's as far as it goes. But if you hold down on, like if you press the wing inside the C-clip, so if I were to press it in like this and press while folding it, then it closes. I don't know why it does that, but it might just be a C-clip issue. See how it closed? It popped out at the same time. So if you just press that inwards and you close it, you can get it to fully close. So there is that. Ball joint right here, polycap swivel right in here. That's a little swivel like that. Wait, is this a polycap? No, that is not a polycap. That's an actual part. Okay, so you also get a swivel right here, and of course those C-clip joints. I did paint the inner detail as well. So again, everything is Gundam markers. So there is that. I think the wings are probably the biggest issue. Well, no, the wings and the ball joint torso, shoulder, whatever you want to call it. Those are probably the only issues that I've seen so far. Moving down to the waist, we have a front skirt. Goes that far up. Side skirts can go full, well, no, yeah. It could go the full 360 if the arm was not in the way. The rear skirt flap is not movable. It's not movable. It's paralyzed. Here are the splits. If the skirts go out of the way, you can get the full splits. The kick forward can go that far with the front skirt in the way. With it all the way up, there is that. Backwards, of course, does not go far at all. You have a double jointed knee bend for the transformation. And you have a swivel for the rear flap of the leg. You have a joint here. You have front armor articulation right here. You have a ball joint in the foot, so you have ball joint articulation there. And that is all for the articulation. Now, moving on to the accessories, we have the shield, or the cockpit and shield. You have a little gimmick right here. In the show, this was longer, and I do appreciate that they added this. And I do understand that, of course, it cannot be that long as it was in the show, because of how the head needs to, like, be under here and stuff like that. So they only had space for that much, and I really appreciate that they added this anyways. And, of course, you have a swivel, a C-clip swivel right here. A little attachment that wraps around the arm. No pegs. It just clips in. It's a pretty fragile clip, though. It doesn't hold in very well. Let me see if I can do it on this one. Okay, that was a lot sturdier than I thought it would be. But, yeah. Where did the other leg go? Oh. Okay, I don't think you guys saw that, but it literally just fell off. Just in case it falls off again, I'll just put it in frame. So, there is that. A really cool shield. Oh. A really cool shield, to be honest. And here you have, next you have, what do I want to go over? Beam sabers. You have 2 beam sabers in this kit. These just slide into the hand like so, and that's that. There is no storage, which I am honestly sad about, because I've seen the master grade one. The beam sabers store up on top of the shoulders underneath this white flap. There is no space for that, and it does not go in there. So these, if you're not posing it with these beam sabers, you're just gonna have to put them somewhere else. Next we have the, I don't remember what it's called, but the overpowered cannon, or 2 very long beam rifles, if you will. Of course, you have a rotating handle right there. And you just close it down the middle, like so. And the front yellow stickers right here are, well, I just said it, they're stickers. These yellow parts are separate. And of course, you have 2 handles for each. When you have it closed, you just choose one handle to have out. But yeah. It just slides into the hand like so. I do love that the wing kits do not actually require having to pop out the back of the hand. So that there is that. And I think I want to go over the bird. No, I want to go over the comparisons real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna go over the comparisons real quick, just so I can do the bird mode in the final at the end of the video, because there are these accessories right here. Pre-transformed feet, of course, made up of 3 parts. You have this part here, and of course the thruster. So there is that. You have 2 of those. Set those off to the side. First comparisons: high grade RX-78-2 and the high grade God Gundam. So Wing Gundam, if you guys don't know, is actually a little bit smaller than the RX-78-2, just by a little bit. Here are some comparisons with other kits from the series. You have the high grade Heavy Arms and the high grade Sandrock Gundam. And for the final comparisons, we have my smallest high grade kit so far, the F91, and you also have the one of the biggest kits that I have, the high grade narrative Gundam C-Packs. Well, I don't think it's the biggest kit that I have. My biggest kit is probably Sazabi or Kshatriya, but those are too large to continuously pull off the shelf for comparisons, or at least in my opinion. Now those are all of the comparisons. Let's get into the bird mode. So remove this from the hand, close that, take off the shield, fold that flap down, fold all of these shoulders down, all of it. Just have it on the side. Make sure this gray piece is flat and facing upwards. Open the flaps here on the back of the feet. Remove the feet. Put in the transformed variants. You just slide in that red rectangle and you put it into that polycap, like so. And you just close all of everything that you can. It should look something like this. Now, what you want to do is take the double jointed knee, bend it here, like so, and then you want to bend it downwards, like that. I guess it just stops there, but I thought there would be a little bit more into that articulation, but there is that. You want to close everything, make sure everything is sitting flush. I think what you want to do actually is rotate this right here. Make sure the legs are lined up. Open the quote-unquote wings. And then you want to use that little swivel joint and the C-clip joint to move this outwards and fold that down like so. And you want to rotate the head 300 you want to rotate the head 180, but it can do 360, just like that. The 3 little lines on the back of the backpack here will line up with the pegs on the shield, and that will cover up the head. Make sure you put the arms back on. They just sit on the side. They don't do anything special. Something like this. And now what you want to do is separate the beam gun and just put it onto the sides on that peg right there. Onto both sides of the shield. Might be a little bit tricky. You might want to do that before you put the shield on to the back, actually. And you should end up with something like this. That is the Gundam fully transformed into bird mode, or quote-unquote Neo bird mode. Of course, you still have that stand-based peg right there, but you also have this hole at the bottom, so you could also use that instead. Just peg it into the rear skirt, and now you have bird mode. Now, we have come to the end of this video. I recommend this kit. It's very good. It has a transformation, a little bit of parts forming, but that's of course with like the shield and the feet thrusters, and it's a pretty good bird mode. Of course, it's not really the greatest, considering it has the whole Gundam tucked under a shield. Or I guess what you would call it is a shield former or something? A shell former? I'm not really sure how the transformer terms work, but it's a Gundam with its head spinned around with a shield on top, and a lot of people don't like that these days, but it is old, and it's pretty good for what it is. Of course, it's nothing like the Murasame Kai, though. The Murasame Kai is top tier jet plane mode, honestly. That's my personal opinion, though. So yeah, that is bird mode. I forgot what I was talking about. But yes, I do recommend this kit. It's it might need a little bit of work, but I absolutely love this kit. It's really good, and I don't really know what else to say about it. It's pretty good, except for a few things. So if you want a high grade that is iconic and well, this is one of them. Man, these wings are a pain. I guess if you don't want, if you're looking for a wing Gundam, I guess I don't recommend this. I don't know. This is a 50-50. I don't know. I'm getting mixed feelings about it now. Okay. Overall, yes, I do recommend this kit. It's really nice to have on your shelf. It's iconic. However, if you're looking for if you're not into extra work, or if you're not into having to fix up your gunplay, you just want to straight build it and maybe panel line and put it on the shelf, this might not be it, because C-clip joints on this is not closed. See what I mean? This is not closed, so let me try and fix this. There we go. I don't know, actually. I really don't know. It's a 50-50. It's up to you, really. The wings and the torso joints can be a pain. I mean, just glue the torso joints, to be honest. But, there is, I don't know. Oh, yeah, by the way, there are extra hands that come with this kit. I have this one on, this hand right here. I don't know what hands go with what kit, because all of the wing kits have the same style of hands, so it's hard to tell, but they do sometimes come with extra hands. Yeah. I was going to put it into a pose. I mean, I guess I could real quick. Hold on. Just a quick little trash pose. And there goes the back of the hand. Okay, no more posing. That's the high grade Wing Gundam. All of this and Wing Gundam 0. So this is the Wing Gundam 0. I really have mixed feelings about it now. And okay. It's the end of the video, and the kit's falling apart, so I'm just gonna end it here. If you did enjoy this video, leave a like and consider subscribing to help out the channel, and it'll be greatly appreciated. And just like that, I guess I will see you guys in the next one.